Let me guess, you're still checking your ex's Instagram. You know exactly when they were last online. You've memorized all the songs they post on their stories, and somehow you think it is about how they still miss you. Spoiler alert, they don't. So today, let's talk about moving on from a breakup, the messy process of letting go when every part of you is still screaming to hold on. The truth is, you're not obsessed with them. You're obsessed with the story you told yourself about them. That story where they were your soulmate, your missing piece, the only one who understood you. You're grieving the fantasy, not the person. Because if we're being brutally honest, they probably weren't that great. I had to say it. Think about it, if they were truly your soulmate, why would you be sitting here heartbroken while they're out there living their life without you? You're stuck because you keep replaying the good stuff in your head, the cute texts, the trips, the nights you felt safe. But you edit out the boring parts, the arguments, the insecurities they made you feel, the constant overthinking. It's like watching a trailer for a terrible movie and convincing yourself it's Oscar worthy. Breakups are full of garbage advice. Let me just tell you a few. Time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. If you keep stalking them and replaying the memories, time just gives you more opportunities to torture yourself. Time doesn't heal. Intention does. This one's my favorite. Just block them. Blocking them is like putting duct tape on a broken chair. Sure, you may be able to sit on it if you put enough duct tape, but the problem's still there. You don't need to block them. You need to stop thinking about how they'll come back. If you've ever went through a breakup, someone definitely told you to just try to be friends with them. The problem is that you can't be friends with someone you have feelings for. I really believe that if you are trying to be friends with someone that you have feelings for, that's not friendship, that's self-harm. And of course, the biggest scam, go get closure. Closure is the biggest lie people tell after a breakup. Closure isn't a conversation where they explain everything and you magically feel better. Closure is you begging them to re-break your heart one more time. Closure isn't something they give you, it's something you decide for yourself when you finally stop needing answers. Here's what people don't tell you. You don't miss them. You miss the idea of them. And you also miss the version you got to be when you were around them. You miss being wanted. You miss being chosen. You miss having someone to text when something funny happened. That's not love, that's habit. And the hardest part about moving on isn't losing them, it's losing the identity you built around them. It's realizing you're not their person anymore. It's being okay with the silence where their voice used to be. But the thing is that silence is better than the lies. Silence is better than waiting for a text that never comes. Silence is where you finally hear your own voice again. Now, to be clear, moving on doesn't mean you'll never think about them again. It just means they stop controlling you. Healing isn't linear. Some days you'll be free, other days one song ruins everything. That's normal. The mistake is thinking those bad days mean you're back at zero. You're not, you're just human, and that's okay. Think of it like waves. Pretend you're at the beach. At first, the waves of missing them knock you down every 5 minutes. Then it's every hour. Then it's every day. The waves don't stop, but the time between them gets longer. And you get stronger at standing back up. Yes, sometimes you'll relapse. You'll text them at 1 a.m. or you'll check their profile after swearing you wouldn't. That doesn't erase your progress and it doesn't make you weak. You just have to remind yourself that the goal is to move on. And while we're here, let's kill this toxic idea that you need to be fully healed before moving on. Nobody is fully healed. If you wait until you're perfect, you'll wait forever. Healing isn't a finish line, it's a process. Honestly, moving on doesn't look dramatic. It's actually boring. It's unfollowing them, it's deleting old screenshots. Not as revenge, but because it doesn't matter anymore. Moving on is waking up one day and realizing you didn't think about them until someone asked. So stop waiting for this big moment where your heart magically heals. Start with the small things. One less stalk, one less replayed memory. One night where you fall asleep without imagining what they're doing. That's progress, and those are small wins. Here's the truth, they're not coming back. And even if they did, they wouldn't be the version that you have planted in your head that you're obsessing over. You don't miss them, you miss the illusion. And once you see that clearly, you realize that you're not losing anything worth holding on to. So let them go, not because it's easy, but because holding on to them is much harder. Your future deserves more than you obsessing over someone who's already moved on. And when you finally stop looking back, you'll realize something. Moving on was never about them. It was about you finally coming back to yourself.